Welcome, I'm Seema from Edufinite. In this video, we are going to recognize as well as understand the differences between the subject pronouns, that is I, we, you, he, she, it, they, and the object pronouns, that is me, us, you, him, her, it, them, which are abundantly used in our daily communication. Learning the proper use of subject and object pronouns will help you to understand the language better and improve your speaking and writing skills. But before we begin, I would request you to give your valuable suggestions in the comment section. If you like the content, do give a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Do consider subscribing to my channel and press the notification bell icon for future updates. Let's delve into the topic. Now, what is a subject pronoun? A subject in a sentence is the performer or the doer of the action of the verb. That means the action, whatever the verb is going to undertake, is performed by the subject of the sentence. It is usually placed before the verb. So the subject is usually placed before the verb. The verb follows the subject. The action is performed by the noun, noun phrase, or pronoun in a sentence. So we are saying the subject in a sentence is the performer or doer of the action verb. Now, who are these subjects, or what are these subjects? The subjects are represented by noun, noun phrase, or pronoun. What is a pronoun? Now we are focusing on subject and pronoun. So now we have known what a subject is. Now we'll focus on pronoun. A pronoun is a type of a word that replaces a noun, which can be a person, place, or thing. So a word which replaces a person, a place, or a thing is known as pronoun. Now let's see what is a pronoun. For example, Lucy laughed. So here, Lucy is the name of a girl. So this is noun, and laughed is the action that is being performed. That is, it is a verb, and it is telling us the action Lucy is performing. That means she is laughing. Lucy laughed. Next we see Lucy is the performer of the action of the verb laughed. Hence, it is the subject of the sentence. So, Lucy is the subject of the sentence, as she is the performer of the action laughed. Now we say, instead of Lucy laughed, we say she laughed. So, here we have used she to replace the proper noun Lucy. Hence, she is a pronoun. So we've already said what is a pronoun. It's a word that replaces a noun or a noun phrase. Now, since Lucy is a proper noun and she is replacing Lucy, so it is a pronoun. Again, she is the performer of the action of the verb laughed. Hence, it is the subject of the sentence. So she here is the subject of the sentence and it is a pronoun. So, she is the subject pronoun in the above sentence. Now, let's look into some examples and we understand how to use them. Sam walked back home. Over here, Sam is the performer of the action of the verb walked. Hence, it is the subject of the sentence. Who walked back home? Sam. So, Sam is the performer of the action worked. Sam is the performer of the action walked. So, Sam is the subject of the sentence. Now, if we say, he walked back home. Here, we have used he to replace the proper noun Sam. Hence, he is a pronoun. Again, he is the performer of the action of the verb walked. Hence, it is the subject of the sentence. So, he is the subject pronoun in the above sentence. Now, we have an idea of subject pronouns, and they are, let's know what are subject pronouns. They are I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. Now, let's understand their usage. We use subject pronouns when they are the subject of the verb. I like to travel. Here, I is the subject, the verb is like, and I is first person singular. So, pronoun I is first person singular, and it is the subject of the verb like. So, it is subject pronoun. Next, we are playing cricket. Here, we is first person plural, and it is the subject of the verb are playing. So, it is subject pronoun. Next, you ate an ice cream yesterday. Here, you is second person singular, and it is the subject of the verb ate. So, it is a subject pronoun. Next, we usually use you to represent both singular and plural. Sometimes we include the word all to suggest that the you that we are using is in the plural sense. Like, you all have done well in the exam. So, when the teacher comes and tells us after we give an exam and after she's finished a correction before our results are out that you all have done well in the exam, that means the whole class, the students feel very good. They feel very elated. Yay, we have done well in the class. Now the next sentence. She sang beautifully. Now here the word she is third person singular and she represents female. So when we use she, we use it for any female noun. And it is the subject of the verb sang. So it is a subject pronoun. Next, he loves chocolate. Who loves chocolate? He. So he is the subject and it is third person singular and he represents male. Next, they are watching a movie. Who are watching movie? They. So they is the subject of the verb are watching and they represents third person plural. So now we know subject pronouns according to first person singular, first person plural, second person singular, second person plural, third person singular, in which we have both female and male versions, and third person plural. Next, what is an object pronoun? An object in a sentence is the receiver of the action of the verb or the object of the verb. It is usually placed before the preposition that is in the predicate part of the sentence. The receiver of the action or the object of the verb can be a noun, noun phrase, or pronoun in a sentence. And now what is a pronoun? We've already done. A pronoun is a type of word that replaces a noun which can be a person, place, or thing. Now for example, Lucy laughed at the monkeys. Whom did Lucy laugh at? The monkeys. So the monkeys is the object of the verb laughed. Or the monkeys is the receiver of the action of the verb laughed. Hence, it is the object of the sentence. Next, Lucy laughed at them. Now, instead of saying Lucy laughed at the monkeys, we can also say Lucy laughed at them. Then what happens? Here, we have used the word them to replace the monkeys. Hence, them is a pronoun. Now, again, them is the receiver or the object of the action of the verb laughed. So, hence, it is the object of the sentence. So, them is the object pronoun in the above sentence. Now, she laughed at them. If we say, instead of saying Lucy laughed at them, we can also say she laughed at them, because we've already done subject pronoun and object pronoun. Now we can replace both the nouns, Lucy as well as the monkeys, with she and them. So she laughed at them. So she is the subject pronoun and them is the object pronoun. Next, let's look into the examples of object pronouns and let us understand how we use them. Sam knows Jeff very well. So here the subject is Sam and the verb is knows. Whom does Sam know? Jeff. So Jeff is the object of the verb. Knows. Hence it is the object of the sentence. Now if we say, instead of Sam knows Jeff very well, if we say Sam knows him very well, then here we have used him to replace the noun Jeff. Hence him is a pronoun. Again, him is the object of the verb knows. Hence it is the object of the sentence. So him is the object pronoun in the above sentence. Now we have an idea of object pronouns and they are me, us, you, him, her, it and them. Next, let's look into the usage of the object pronouns. First, we use the object pronouns for the object of the verb, just as we have done. Meena spoke to me. So me is first person singular and me is the object. Whom did Meena speak to? Me. So it is the object of the verb spoke. Next, our parents love us a lot. Now the word us is first person plural. So it is a pronoun and it is in the first person plural. Now whom do our parents love? Us. So it is the object of the verb love. So hence it is an object pronoun. The children miss you. So here the you pronoun is second person singular and here whom do the children miss? You. So you is the object of the verb miss. Hence it is an object pronoun. Next, John will drop you all home. So here again we have used you, but since we have included all with it, so it is giving a sense of plurality. We are using you over here as second person plural. Now, how do we notice the object? If we ask the question, whom will John drop? So we'll say you. So you is the object of the verb drop or will drop. Hence it is the object pronoun. Next, the dog licked her. So her is the third person singular and it is used for females only. Now, how do we notice the object? The subject over here is dog and the action verb is licked. So if we ask whom did the dog lick, the answer is her. So her is the object pronoun. Next, Granny patted him. Now him is third person singular and it represents males. So over here, how do we know it is an object pronoun? Here subject is Granny, the verb is action verb is patted. So whom did Granny pat? Him. So him is the object pronoun. Next, Millie is hugging them. Now them is third person plural. Over here, how do we understand that them is the object? Now subject is Millie and the action verb is hugging. So whom is Millie hugging? Them. So them is the object pronoun. We use object pronouns after a preposition or a phrasal verb. So the second place where we use object pronoun is after a preposition or after a phrasal verb. Now let's look into some of the sentences. Give it to me. So here the preposition is to and then we are using the object pronoun me. us to the park. So we are asking some people or some friends, some of our friends, come with us to the park. So us is the object pronoun which is used after the preposition with. Next, can the puppy sit beside you? Now, I'm asking my friend a question. I have my puppy and she is sitting on a bench. Suppose we are in the park and I ask her whether she's afraid or not. So I just ask, can the puppy sit beside you? So over here, beside is the preposition and we are using the object pronoun you after it. The ice cream is for her. Here again, what are we using? Her, representing female. So, for is the preposition and we go and say, I suppose I've taken an ice cream and it's meant for my friend who is a girl, and maybe there are boys over there and they want the ice cream, and then I tell them, no, it is for her. The ice cream is for her. Next, look at him. So over here, him is for male. The pronoun him represents male. Now, look at him. Suppose he is wearing something funny or maybe he's making some funny faces. So, what I say, look at him. So, at is the preposition and we use the pronoun, that is object pronoun, him after it. Next, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe some occasion is going to take place after a few days and I tell my friends or my cousins or at home that I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. Here, to is the preposition and it, the object pronoun, follows to. Meera is looking for them. So Meera is looking maybe for her children. She has a boy and a girl. Maybe they are playing in the park, so she's looking for them. So here for is the preposition and them is the object pronoun which comes after the preposition. Next, we use object pronouns after but and except. So another place where we use these object pronouns are after but and except. Everybody went for the concert but me. So when we try to express that everyone at home has gone for the concert but I haven't been there, I'm at home. So we can say everybody went for the concert but me. Next, everybody went to the park except you. So when I see that maybe my brother, I come home and I see my brother is still there, and while I was coming I saw my parents, jogging in the park. So I come and tell him, everybody went to the park except you. So you did not go, but others who were there at home, my parents, they have been to the park. We use object pronoun after, as, and than for comparison. Now, let's look into some of the sentences. She is as tall as him. So, here, when we are comparing two, the girl and the boy are of the same height and we are comparing, so we say she is as tall as him. So, here, after as, we are using the object pronoun him. Next, he is taller than me. Suppose my brother is taller than me and I am comparing his height with mine. So what do I say? He is taller than me. So here after than we are using the object pronoun me, and after as we use the object pronoun him. Now we have to note one thing over here. We can also use subject pronoun, but there has to be a verb after it, a subject pronoun and a verb in the same situation. So let's look how do we transfer the sentences. Like she is as tall as him. Now since we are replacing the object pronoun with a subject pronoun, it will become he and we'll need a verb after it. So the sentence will be as, she is as tall as he is. Now the next sentence, we had already said he is taller than me. So that was an object pronoun. But now we are saying we can substitute it with a subject pronoun and a verb. So here, instead of me, the object pronoun, the subject pronoun will be I. So what do we say? He is taller than I am. and we need a verb after it. So am follows I. Next, another place where we can use the object pronouns is after be verbs. This is him. So here the be verb is and we are using object pronoun him after it. We don't say this is he. We say this is him. Next, it's you. So you is always the same whether it's subject or whether it's object. It's always the same. It was her. So we don't say it was she. We don't use subject pronoun over here. After the be verb, that is was, we always use the object pronoun. So we say it was her and not it was she. Next, it's me. So again we are using it. It means it is. So after the be verb is, we are using the object pronoun me and not the subject pronoun I. We don't say it is I. We say it is me or it's me. Next, we use the object pronouns with short answers. For example, suppose we have two characters, Pam and Sue. Pam is questioning, who's at the door? Sue is answering, me. Sue answers by using the object pronoun me, and she does not use the subject pronoun I. She never says I. She always will say me. Next, Pam, who dirtied the place? Sue answers in a single word, him. Maybe she's showing her younger brother, him. She'll not say he. So it's always the object pronoun and never the subject pronoun when we give short answers. Next, Pam says, I'm sleepy. What does Sue say? Me too. That means she is feeling sleepy too. She'll never say I too. It's always me too. That means object pronoun has to be placed when you are giving short answers. Object pronouns are to be used when you are giving short answers. So note, we can also use the subject pronoun and a verb with short answers. Now how can we do that? Now for the same situations, like who's at the door? Sue said me. But if you say I, Sue, if she says I, then she has to add a verb to it. So it has to be I am and never I. If she is answering in monosyllable me, then it's me and not I. But if she has to use the subject pronoun I, then it has to be followed by a verb. So it will be I am. Next, Pam, who dirtied the place? In a monosyllable, if she answers, it has to be him. Him. But if she says he, then she has to add the verb. He did. Next, Pam is saying, I am sleepy. So before what Sue said, she just used the object pronoun me and then me too, that I'm sleepy too. So she just said me too. But now if she uses the subject pronoun, there has to be a verb after it. So she's saying I am too. That means I am sleepy too. Next. Now here are a few tips how to choose a subject pronoun and an object pronoun. How do you understand which is correct? Whether it's he or him, whether it's she or her, whether it's I or me. So we are in a dilemma sometimes. So let's see how can we overcome that. When there are multiple subjects or objects in a sentence, we must reduce the sentence to only the pronoun. So let's see how. Example, Meeta, June and, suppose here we have to include a pronoun and it's about a female. So we are in a dilemma whether it's the subject pronoun or the object pronoun. She or her went to the park. Now whether it's Meeta, June and she went to the park or Meeta, June and her went to the park. So what do? If we remove Meeta and June, the sentence would be either she went to the park or her went to the park. But if we listen to it, she went to the park sounds much better than her went to the park. So the answer has to be Meeta, June and she went to the park. Next, when you're not sure what is the best, then turn the sentences around. For example, the best singer in the town is he or him. thinking, the best singer in the town is he or him. Now let's see how do we solve this. Try this. He is the best singer. So what we do, we turn the sentence around. Instead of saying the best singer in the town, we bring is he or him, we bring he or him in the front. We make it the subject. So it becomes he or him is the best singer in the town. Now over here, obviously we never say him is the best singer in the town. We always say he is the best singer in the town. So the answer is, now we reverse it and put he over there. The best singer in the town is he. So see, it's very simple. Next, when we are in a dilemma to use an object pronoun after a preposition. For example, the money will be divided between you and I or me, which will go over there. So what do we do? Try this. The money will be divided between you and I, or you and me. After the preposition between, we need an, we've already done in the rules which we had seen, where the usage will be that after preposition we always use the object pronoun. So once that comes into mind, it becomes easy. So you, after you and, it will never be a subject pronoun because there is the preposition between before you. So it has to be, after the preposition is always an object pronoun. You is an object pronoun because you is both a subject and an object pronoun. And then we need an object pronoun because here there are compound objects, you and me. Because object is me, object pronoun is me and not I. So after preposition between, we need an object pronoun. This is how we rule out that whether it is I or me. Next, the answer, what will be the answer? The answer will be, the money will be divided between you and me. Next. Now let's do some revision. In conclusion, let us test our understanding of the subject. Now use the correct subject pronoun or object pronoun to complete the sentences given below. Number 1. My mother asked you and blank to help her. I or me. Next. All the cleaning was done by blank. We or us. Maria helped Nancy and blank to complete the project. She or her. My flatmate and blank all cook very well. They or them. The artist who did this painting was he or him. The students are as hungry as I or me. Now you can pause the video, write down all the answers. After that, you can check the answers that I'm going to say now. Now the answers. My mother asked you and me to help her. Why me? Because it's coming after the action verb ask. So it's the object. So over here we'll have to use the object pronoun me and not the subject pronoun I. Next. All the cleaning was done by us. Because again over here it is the object of the verb. So it has to be the object pronoun, that is us. Next. Maria helped Nancy and her to complete the project. Why her? Because it is Nancy and her is the object of the verb helped, action verb helped. So it has to be an object pronoun which is her. Next, my flatmate and they all cook very well. So over here, why did we choose they and not them? Because over here this is the subject of the verb, action verb cook. So since it's a subject, we'll need a subject pronoun which is they and not them. Them is the object pronoun. Next, the artist who did this painting was he. So over here, this is again, as I told you, this is a little bit confusing because you might say that it's after was. why are we using he? But over here actually, he is the person whom we are referring to. So he is the artist who did the painting. If we just reverse it, we'll be able to know. We'll never say him is the artist who did this painting. We always say he is the artist who did this painting. So the answer is he and not him. Next, the students are as hungry as. After as, I told you, when there is comparison, after as comes object pronoun, so it has to be us and not we, which is the subject pronoun. Thank you for being there with me. Hope this session was useful. Do like and share with your friends. Bye. Take care. Stay safe. See you in the next episode.